So Roma's famous for its bottle trees. So here we are at Roma's largest bottle tree. Pretty girthy looking tree.
It's actually the girth is 9.62 metres, David, and the height's 15 metres. And as opposed to the trees in Western Australia, which are baobab trees, this is not a baobab tree. This is a different species compared to the ones you see in Western Australia. You might think they're the same, but they're not. They're quite different. This is native to Queensland.
So with the benefit of Google, we've just discovered that the bottle trees are planted on the sides of the road as a memorial for the soldiers who fought in World War One. Here we are at a very important stop, St John's at Roma, which is a school using Smart Lab. Obviously school holidays at the moment. I would have loved to have popped in and said hello, but still get the chance to walk around, have a look at the school. It's been established in 1881 and it looks to be a really nice school. So we are at the start of the Heritage Walk. This is stop number 1, and what we're looking at here is the second gas site in Roma where they were extracting gas, QG number 2. You won't see the rig. The rig is a replica which looks like this. If we come down, obviously a small replica, but this was the site for the first gas rig in Roma. Have you learnt anything you'd like to share? No, not yet.
Isn't it great? I've got a new cameraman this morning.
Yeah.
And he's a lot more animated and enthusiastic than what he was yesterday.
Yeah. Roma Bush Gardens. Okay, so Roma Bush Gardens. Just a little area with a lake. It's quite nice in the morning. No one here yet.
Well, we've arrived in Mitchell and we're just going to stop at the bakery and have breakfast.
Sounds like a plan.
Sounds like a plan.
Did you lock the car?
I did lock the car. What, are you afraid I've got memory loss now as well as old age?
No, I'm just nervous about my laptop with all my stuff on.
Oh, actually, we better just double check then.
Okay, so Mitchell's Bakery with a pie and iced coffee. Good duo combination. Recommended by Pat and Jeff, so thank you for the recommendation. Hope we're in the right. There's 2 bakeries here. They said you can't miss it, but there's 2. There was 2 of them, so hopefully we're the right one. But thanks for the recommendation. It's a good stop.
Yep, I have to agree with that. I've got a beef and mushroom pie and a flat white coffee. We're in Mungallala. Right, we're ready to go. So this is St John's Anglican Church and was opened in 1914 and closed in 2006. Right, so the thing about Mungallala is this is actually the poorest town in Australia by taxable income. There's only about 156 people that live in Mungallala.
That's enough.
We're at the Morven Historical Museum as we're walking through. And Morven's a place that I camp there at the recreation grounds. I've camped there before at Saddler's Waterhole, named after Captain Saddler. thing about Morven is that Morven was a part of the Cobb and Co route, and great little place to as a night stopover, I suppose, on the way through to Longreach. And it's just a donation box, but they have shower and toilets, and also have a powered site if you needed it. Here's a tin hut. Now this is a bit made from probably kerosene tins, if I'm correct.
Yep.
Let's have a look. Yep, kerosene tin hut. So out here they would have gone through a lot of kerosene, and of course if you can use the tin in some way, like here they've used it to make a hut. And the Great Depression, of course, was a time of extreme hardship for people, and the Wall Street crash of October 1929, and I hope that's not where we're heading at the moment in 2022, with the stock market coming down at the moment. But it signified back then about severe depression, and of course people were pretty innovative, and this is one innovation, is to have a kerosene tin hut. Look at this. Don't know whether you can see inside here. You can see that's quite ingenious. I got to admire. I love that. I love the ingenuity of people. We're in Tambo. That's quite good, isn't it? Made out of sticks. So here we are in Tambo Teddies.
No, because it's
And
he would never sell it as an on-display thing.
that's got, look, got an Aussie one.
So when you're doing the long hours, so yeah. Well, I think the guys at the mill were doing a lot of their own cooking, and
What do they do here, David? Chicken racing. So they have chicken races.
Chicken races.
Oh.
Little circuit for them. Great. I think there was a TV series, Jack Whitehall and his dad going travelling, and they went around Australia, and they stopped somewhere that had chicken racing. I bet you
It's probably here.
Tambo's. Yeah. That's cool. They obviously do a bit of a
Yeah, a little bit of a bar out there, and
little truck. It's
probably
brilliant.
good for the
That
hotel.
would have been terrific to go and see.
Anyway, I'd like to see that. Yeah. Oh, bad luck. I think actually, when is it? What's today?
5 o'clock every
Today?
day. 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock.
No, I'm not gonna.
We're going to miss it.
I'm not gonna wait.
We could have to stay in Tambo for the We could stay in Tambo overnight for the chicken races.
Alrighty, well, we're coming into Blackall after 5 hours of driving today. You can see the welcome sign. Blackall. Welcome to Blackall.
The time now is 3:58. It's a lovely area out the back here. Some old tractors. This is the bore drain, so that's coming out of the artesian bore, and you can actually, if you put your hand in that water, you'll probably find it's quite warm, David. A wool shed obviously over there.
It's quite nice actually, the bar in that.
It's lovely, yeah, and that's what you have the spa in.
Oh, Mitchell.
Well, Mitchell does heat the water, I understand, so it does come from the artesian. You can see actually the steam coming off the surface. So these were the shearing sheds. Get the fleece, and then the fleece would have been the sheep come out here. And obviously these paddocks for sheep. That would have been a cleaning process in there in the sheds, and then I guess they would have baled the wool up and transported it out, David. And I imagine the reason that this land is all cleared around here is because they bring the trucks in here for picking up that wool. So what we're coming into here is the Blackall sale yards. Obviously cattle have been sold, their trucks are coming in this afternoon, and stock is probably waiting to be sent out. Now you can see the yards here at Blackall are quite big as well. Actually working on his horse. It looks actually like a quarter horse, and you can see that he's leaning over to grab his reins. He feels that confident on his horse, you know. There's a guy working his horse there with cattle, just drafting them off. A lady over there doing the same thing. Right, here we are at the Black Stump at Blackall.
Well, they say when you're past the Black Stump, you're pretty much in the middle of nowhere and you're in the outback. So,
You're in the outback.
Past the Black Stump.
Okay, but obviously the Black Stump is now gone, and they've the original stump survived for a while, destroyed by fire, and then in 1988 they put this one in. Actually, if you look at it, it was used as an astro station, and that was established in 1887 by the Surveyor General. Well, what we've got here in Blackall is the Jack Howe statue, and it depicts him. He was an absolutely gun shearer, and gun shearer means he was one of the best, and he has a record for the number of sheep shorn before the use of electric shears. And Australia literally rode on the sheep's back with wool shorn from about 100 million head of sheep by almost 60,000 shearers and shed hands, and it provided 2/3 of our export earnings back in the early days. An old pioneer boar. Kept this in good condition. Behind me, the Blackall Hotel is where we're going to have dinner tonight. And so, David, tell me about this. What's this?
A fossilised tree stump that's somewhere between 1 million to 225 million years old.
Wow. Okay. That's that's quite something, isn't it? This is inside the Blackall Hotel. Cheers, bud. To our trip.